Edge Tube Dwellers, and welcome to another Mad Bag Gamer production. This is going to be another very short sneak peek video where I'm going to show some cool stuff. I am back on my Demon Hunter, and I'm in the Southern Highlands. I'm level 12 now. Whoa! And I'm using some abilities that I don't normally use just to try them out. Like that big bad thing that I didn't use at all in that fight. So after revealing the Southern Highlands, and here's a sneak peek of what the Southern Highlands map looks like, I've found a cave that is not at all related to any quests. So I think I'm going to do a full clear of this cave with this character in this brief video. I don't know why I said another. I actually haven't done one of these before. I kind of snuck this in the first video I did, and then kind of messed up on the editing of it and made two different parts, one video. Anyway, to take a look at the skills that I'm using a bola shot now, which I don't think I'm going to stick with. I like Hunger Arrow a lot, but I'm going to continue to use this throughout this video. That basically does a small AoE a couple seconds after you fire it. So that's kind of neat. I'm still using Rapid Fire. I'm actually using a rune now that allows you to go on and off of casting Rapid Fire much more quickly. So Rapid Fire takes 20 Hatred to start casting without the rune. With the rune, it takes that down to 5, so you can cast just a little bit of it and still come out with an efficient Hatred usage instead of having to commit to it anytime you cast it. I'm also using an improved version of Caltrops that slows even further. And then this one I'm probably going to switch out at some point in time through the video because I really don't like Chakram. But right now I've got it on a swirling AoE that kind of looks neat. It does this damage in kind of a neat way, but it's pretty unreliable the way creatures move and whatnot. So again, I am level 12 now. There have been a couple gear updates. I'm not really going to dive into gear too much because I'm at a stage right now where it's still really changing every couple levels. I'm getting all kinds of new gear constantly. Let's go inside and have our way with some goatmen. Oh, that sounds filthy. I love the Rapid Fire. My god, that spell is too great. I've been thinking a lot, too, about what kind of a character I want to play long term. And I've got a couple different characters made just because I'd like to do some variety videos to at least give you a gist of how each class is played. But eventually I'm going to choose just one, and I'm really going to delve hard into him. I'm gonna try to get through normal, nightmare, hell, and then hopefully even Inferno, although Inferno's pretty hardcore. I've seen some streams of Inferno of people that have already reached level 60, and it is no joke. There are some tough fights in there. You really have to spend your time grinding out gear and whatnot. I plan on doing that eventually, though, with one character, and I'm still in the point in character building where I'm trying to determine what character I want to do that with. I'm going to delve into some of the storyline.
Finally reap the rewards, for Magda has acknowledged me. She promised me a special task that will bring endless glory to the Great One. I can hardly rest until she reveals it on the morrow.
So the interesting thing about bola shot, you guys see me abusing a little bit here. It does a good portion of its damage. Let's see, I think it does 130% damage initially, and an additional 110% weapon damage when it blows up as AoE later. So with small targets, since it basically does double damage and roughly half of its damage comes later, if you shoot them once and it takes about half their health, then they will die without you shooting them again, so you can go ahead and ignore them and move on to a different target. With the bigger targets, it's more just trying to spread it out, trying to hit different targets so that the AoE is somewhat consistent. You see me abusing that a little bit. I still kind of think the Hungering Arrow's piercing effect has a higher potential for AoE, but that's just because it pierces in lines that can reach targets that are further away from each other, whereas this AoE, they kind of have to be clustered. And that's not incredibly common. Can't say it's uncommon for enemies to be clustered, but it's not common for them to be clustered in a very small AoE the size of this bola shot. And I really should be using my Chakram some, just so I can show it off and then get rid of it. It's just not the most useful. Whoa! Big ice ball. That's painful. Even worse than that it's painful is that it slows me down. The slow is oh so dangerous. It can allow any other creature to wade in and take their shots. So I'm thinking it's a dead end. Let me explore the nooks and crannies. That is something that is sublimely satisfying in Diablo 3. Getting those little amounts of everything from everywhere. Every now and then, you'll be rewarded with a nice little ring or some little trinket popping out of the woodwork. Although I've got to admit that that's more common when you're not hitting nooks and crannies because you're hitting all the major stuff. Efficiency would argue. Whoa, not what I meant to do. I meant to drop the trap very first. That snare really lets me be abusive in situations like this. Get some of my hatred back real quick. Just spam out some bola shots. And you'll notice, somewhat like you can in StarCraft, I definitely did not mean to pick up the Flamberge, as white items are basically worthless. Ooh, attack speed increase, and each hit adds life. That is, that is close to being better than this 2 to 4 damage. The attack speed increase is only 2% though, so I'm going to err on the side of damage. I think I interrupted myself, and I can't recover my train of thought. It ran away from me. I don't know what happened to it. Some goatmen stole it. Ooh, a goblin. That will for sure take your train of thought every time. And I'm gonna get him. A treasure bandit, it called him. What the heck? And there's the loots from the goblin. Ooh, it looks like we have a level 2 to this little dungeon. I'm not getting the kind of packs of enemies that I think Chakram works the best for. So let's see. Let me explore a little bit. My options here. I could go back to Impale. Impale is a great single target spell. Smokescreen makes me invisible. Until I get other things that synergize with it, it's kind of useless. Vault is really nice. It helps me evade damage. It would help me evade things like that giant ice ball these guys are throwing, and things like the charge of the beasts that I don't think you've actually seen them, so let me shut up. I guess I'm going to go back to Vault. Vault it is! Now I have 2 things that use discipline once again instead of 2 things that use hatred. I am totally fine with dumping all of my hatred directly into dumping all of my hatred directly into rapid fire. And there's my buddy Albo again. So I guess he's gonna run with me a little bit. It looks like he's done quite a bit since that was literally yesterday that I recorded him at level 1 through 5, just now starting the game out. He has played quite a bit more than me. Let's see what we can do together. Oh, come here, little goblin. No, no, no. You're not getting away. Down the goblin goes. He looks fairly decked out, too. Oh, another thing to note that I don't think I ever mentioned the first time I showed a little co-op play. The way loot works in this game with 2 people, or 2 or more people, everybody gets their own loot, and you don't even see the loot that other people get. So, anything you see, you pick up. And you don't have to try to fight your allies for who's got the quickest fingers for picking up loot. You can just snatch it and not think twice. Urik's satchel. We got some more lore.
All of my labors were for a bunch of rotten, stinking goatmen. Magda claims that they will become our most valuable allies, and that the task is one that she can entrust to no one but me. But I know my place. I am most bruisingly humble.
Nightmarish creatures will have a fear effect on their attack, where they can scare you away. I've also seen nightmarish creatures, who move real weird, who move as if they're in strobe, like on the movie The Ring, which is really, really creepy. Pack of goatmen go down! Man, rapid fire is awesome. It looks like my buddy Bones, he is also a subscriber to the awesomeness that is the rapid fire. And it looks like we're about cleared on this. So again, like I said, this is going to be a short episode. I just want to show you guys some new content. I'm going to, in just a second, get back to wiping out the Skeleton King. And continuing with my sequential playthrough of the game's content. Or at least my sequential documenting of the game's acts. Not necessarily my playthrough, as I'm playing through it a little bit ahead. I really want to start focusing, and I'm thinking, that's the thought, I never finished. I'm thinking the Demon Hunter might end up being my main. It is my highest level right now, mainly because I started with this class. And it's kind of rare. Other than my buddy Bones, I haven't seen a whole lot of people running Demon Hunters. So I might end up making this my main, although that's not a concrete decision. So that has been the Cave of the Moon Clan Level 1. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.